Welcome back to the Barry Charles Footy Show. In this video, we're going to talk about the best hitters of the history of the game here in Nrl. Who were the big hitters from back in the day and now, who everyone wanted to come see and get the big cheers when they come up with a big hit. Well, we're going to have a look at a few that missed the squad, and then we will talk about the top 17. So, obviously, players to miss out. Not obviously, but they could all easily be in this one. Frank Pritchard, obviously for me, Frank Pritchard was a very good player, and I think you could easily have Frank Pritchard in your team. Petro Silva, well, he speaks for himself. He was a very good nuggety player. Wade Graham, especially the early Wade Graham, he was a big hitter. Absolutely come out and put a big hit on. Trevor Gilmeister, one of the best tacklers in the game, and was very unlucky not to make the squad. Probably most unlucky. Sika Manu, we know what he could do back in his day. Peter Orion, he did a lot of high tackles, but he definitely, Anthony Watmoe, he was a big tackler as well. Matt Rua from the Melbourne Storm, most people would have forgotten about him, but he was a very big. And of the current players, Josh Papali'i is a big hitter as well on his best day, but not big enough to make the squad. Now, making this 17, obviously a fullback, you don't not necessarily think of them as big hitters, but I had to find one. So my fullback was Roger Tuafasa-Sheik. Obviously, his defence was outstanding. How many tries he saved for the Warriors when he went to fullback was just astonishing. And for you Warriors fans, let's hope he returns to the Warriors after the World Cup. Whether or not that actually happens, I don't know. I think it would be good to see him, and maybe Sean Johnson will play another season and maybe somehow miraculously find a way to win a premiership. I highly doubt it, but dreams are free for us Warriors fans out there. Now, if we want to go to the big hits for Warriors fans, Manu Vatuvei. Unfortunately, his career was derailed after footy, but when he played rugby league, he was one of the best, and he scored plenty of tries, but he put on some big hits as well. Absolute nail biters. And obviously on the other side, George Tafua. Well, he is one of the biggest ones in the game, no doubt about it. He was absolutely smash players, class act. On the current players, Justin Holland has made my team. I had to put some current players in, and I thought he really does do some big hits. And Steve Matai, I think most people will remember him the most for the biggest hits. Him and George Tafua, you can argue both of them. They can fight it out for who's the biggest hitter. They're both very good, and Steve Matai just absolutely crunch players. Number 6, I had to find a number 6, but Greg Inglis could hit people in attack. People run up to him and just get bunted off, and that's why, for me, Greg Inglis as the number 6. It was a tough one again with number 6. Number 7 was the same sort of thing. I mean, you had some other gun players here, but when Chris Sando did hit, he hit big time. There's heaps of times he went flying off, but one thing you know with Chris Sando, he would try to absolutely smash you, and I loved that about him. Forward pack, we had to go back in the day, but Ian Roberts was one of the biggest hitters you'd ever see. Absolute beast of the absolute talent. If you get to see some of his replays, he was a gun. Big player for you younger ones out there. Ian Roberts is a very good footy player. Jeff Tuvey, he was one of the greats. Just picked people up, doubled his size and just dumped them. He was a great tackler. Adrian Morley, wow, he's one of the best to come out of England. Absolutely, he made people fear him absolutely when he played. And I just remember that game against Australia. Absolutely, hit high tackle and was sent off straight away. Absolutely, he was a beast. If you're looking at the second row, David Kidwell. Wow, he puts on some big hits, especially in that Kiwis jumper. He would smash players. He would try to intimidate them. He would do all that. Absolutely loved it. Obviously, people most highlight reels obviously have Sonny Bill Williams up there with Steve Matai, just with the big hits. Absolutely, Sonny Bill Williams. Absolutely the king of the shoulder charge. 13, a lot of people have probably forgotten about him, but Nigel Plum was absolute tackling machine and absolutely dump players double his size, very much like Jeff Tuvey. He would just smash people. And he was that good. He knocked Tony Carroll out of a starting position. So Tony Carroll, number 14, he was the hit man out for Darren Lockyer. He was his wingman. He absolutely saved him from a lot of things. There's a lot of players out there that do the same thing. Obviously, like Victor Radley, another one who's missed the squad, but could easily be any. I had to put Sam Burgess in. Just had to put Sam Burgess in. He was just a big hitting machine. Gordon Tallis, no doubt about it. He scares a lot of people. And again, another one who scares a lot of people, Jack Damas, Ruben Wiki. How could you not put the Kiwi Legion in here with his hits? He was another one who put in the big hits in this squad of big hitters. So if we look at the entirety, so we got fullback Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, Manu Vatuvei, Justin Holland, Steve Matai, George Tafua, 6 and 7, Greg Inglis, Chris Sandown, and Ian Roberts, Jeff Tuvey, Adrian Morley, David Kidwell, Sonny Bill Williams, Nigel Plum, taking on Tony Carroll, Sam Burgess, Gordon Tallis, and Ruben Wiki. So that's all forwards bench. And let's to my video that I've done before with the best entertainers. Matt Bowen, fullback, Nathan Blacklock, Greg Inglis, Latrell Mitchell, Wendell Saylor, Anthony Mundine, Benji Marshall, Willie Mason, Mark Riddell, Sam Cassiano, Ali Lawatiti, Sonny Bill Williams is in both, Feliti Mateu, Sean Johnson, Jared Hayne, Ben Barber, and David Peachy. The entertainers versus the big hitters. Who would win? Well, this will be one hell of a matchup, I'll tell you that. But with the entertainers, unfortunately, it's a whole bunch of backlines on the bench. So I'd probably say they'll struggle in defence with all the backline from 14 to 17. So I'd say the best hitters would win that to 1. Yes, but obviously, fair unlucky. I mean, Pritchard, Trevor Gilmaster, I mean, they all played the same position. Wayne Graham, Anthony Watman, Matt Brewer, they all played the same position. So it's hard to really say yes. And there's heaps of other players that you could have picked in this list of players. Keith Galloway put some big hits in. There's so many good players from the past that were in this. But yeah, that's the best of the best hitters from the game of NRL, and you can watch all the highlights on YouTube and everywhere else. But yeah, if I had to pick someone, who would I pick as the number 1? Most people would probably pick Sonny Bill or Steve Matai. I'd probably go with Steve Matai. I know Sonny Bill put some big hits, but Steve Matai did it over a long period of time and his shoulders got injured. But George Tafua would be pretty close second to me, and then Sonny Bill Williams. But even so, I'm sure getting tackled by Nigel Plum or those technique players, Jeff Tuvey, Tony Carroll, or Trevor Gilmeister, you wouldn't want to be hit by any of them either. So, yep, I hope you enjoyed the video and got a lot out of it. And I'll see you again at the next video. Big hitters of the NRL. Signing off.